We're joined by Catherine Servasio, founder of Aroma Baby, a pioneering brand in natural baby skincare. Would you believe Catherine started Aroma Baby 30 years ago and has built it into a globally recognised business? She knows a thing or two about growth strategies and customer acquisition, so she's here to share some gold with us today. Catherine, great to have you. Good to see you.
Lovely to be back.
Let's rewind 30 years when you started Aroma Baby. How did you gather customers back in those early days, and do some strategies from then still work?
Well, obviously we had no Instagram, no TikTok, we had no e-commerce.
Oh, we had no life.
We had no life. It was very different. So it was very old school. A lot of knocking on doors, a lot of explaining, educating, that kind of thing. It's good because as the founder, you got to speak to the decision makers. So we built a lot of really good, solid relationships. And I think that is still important today. Even though we have other means of doing business, I think that face-to-face and that relationship building is still critical.
So everyone talks about digital marketing, and that's great, but you still got to have face-to-face with customers, with stockers. It's all about relationships, isn't it?
Totally, because if you don't have a good relationship, the next good thing's going to come along, and if it's better margin or it's a lower retail price or it's fancier looking packaging or whatever the story is that they tell, you'll be out just as quick as you were in.
So how do you stand out in a crowded market? Because digital marketing means so many competitors have easy access to your customers and that sector you're after. How do you build a point of difference?
It's really interesting because actually your retail partners can cannibalise your own keywords. So instead of customers coming to your website, they're going to your retail websites. So you've got to really be clear, I guess, about building your brand if those retail partners are actually going to help build your brand for you. And we would prefer to be manufacturers, exporters, wholesalers. So I'm happy with the likes of, the big retailers marketing our product. If it's a small business that actually wants to get that customer traffic directly to their own website, they've got to make sure that they are on the ball with their analytics, with their Google AdWords, with their keywords. They've got to be spending in marketing, online marketing. And sometimes you find these amazing brands that just they are literally overnight successes. Within a couple of short years, they're hundreds of millions of dollars turnover. They've had huge investment into social media marketing. So if you don't have that kind of budget, and we're in a landscape where you're not advertising on television and radio, you've got to really find some ways to do it on a budget. You've got to.
What strategies have you found best in terms of building online customers and new customers online?
For us, it's steering away from that constant being on sale mentality. We might do a 10% discount one month and do nothing for the next 2 months. Then the next quarter, we might do a gift with purchase, an added value. It's about trying to broaden what they're buying with the same customers that you have.
Specific digital marketing tactics that have been the most successful for you. What have you learnt from digital marketing that has surprised you?
It's important as a founder to put yourself out there. So I think that whole putting a face to the business, making it real, building a connection, which is what we do with our wholesale partners, that is very, very important.
Yep.
And if they see the founder there or the brand owner, the inventor, whatever it might be, as a voice of education and expertise, a lot of experience, then that makes a difference.
I'll never forget Jerry Harvey when he first started Harvey Norman. He used to do those crazy ads and looked a bit silly, frankly. And I said to him, mate, why do you do your own ads? Some people say you look a bit silly. And he goes, it builds a connection with the customer.
Yes, and I think, when you have built a business based on passion, it comes through.
All right, give us 3 tips, 3 practical tips for small business owners that want to grow their business.
Well, I think you need to understand how you want to grow. And by that I mean, do you want to, or can you extend your product selection, so whether it's food or personal care, or do you want to grow geographically? including export. And if you do, you need to make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row, so all of the IP is protected. Also, I would say, look at the collaborations. It's a low-cost way of growth, but make sure you've got some added value to bring to the table.
Right.
Learn about TikTok, learn about AI, keep doing courses. I mean, I'm a big believer in continuing to educate yourself all the time.
Who was the biggest influence on you in that case, in terms of building Aroma Baby?
Adore Beauty, Aesop, some amazing Australian brands that have done, amazingly in this space. Anita Roddick, The Body Shop, prior to that.
Yeah.
But I think, because they were, I guess they had more funding, so they built their businesses over a long period of time and really invested in the business. We did everything on a shoestring. I was, raising children between the business, etc. So I chose a different path, but it didn't stop me noticing and being inspired, totally inspired, and I still am.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Catherine, some great advice there. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you
so much. Want to grow your customer base without the guesswork? Keen to pick the brains of our top customer growth experts? Join the Business Builders Community Members Hub. You'll get access to the full video series, plus a treasure trove of tools and resources to help your business go gangbusters. And the best bit? It won't cost you a cent. Joining's free.